I'm with a very special guest, of course, the principal of the International Pioneers Academy, Mr. Sar Al-Arid. How are you doing today, Mr. Sar?
Alhamdulillah, how about yourself, sir?
I'm good, alhamdulillah, thank you very much. I want to ask you, what's the most thing that grabbed your attention out of all the projects that are available in here?
Well, actually, I can't mention one. It's very hard for us to pick one of these projects. As you can tell, there are tons of excellent and very really magnificent projects. You can't pick one of them. So most of them actually were worked over a very precise way, and it shows the very hard work.
Yeah. How do you think all these projects will affect the knowledge and idea about science for each individual?
Well, actually, as you can tell, it's not only about science, it's team projects, all it's team projects, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So I believe that, after this fair or after this great event, the students will know more about, the relation and the integrity between different fields of science. And that is actually a catching thing, where that leads the students to deal more and to know more about 21st century skills. I believe this is the main thing, or the fruit of this event.
We appreciate you very much, Mr. Do you have any last advice or word you want to give to the working team and students?
Definitely, I would thank everyone, especially Miss Fatima and the great team of teachers that they were working with her, and the great students and parents that participate in every single project here. Alhamdulillah, thank you, and thank all the team, of the students and our friends from all departments. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, Mr. Allah
Hi, you are most welcome to join us at the Science Fair in IPA International School. We are going to start by, my name is Sarah from 4A. My project is about lighting it up. Let me tell you what is my project about. My project is about changing mechanical or kinetic energy into wind energy. So it's very hot in here. So when I'm in this room, it's so crowded, it makes it even more hot. So I like using this fan. This fan made me think of a blade from a wind turbine, and that brought me to this project. What is a wind turbine? How does a wind turbine work? And what does a wind turbine contain of? All of these questions and much more will be answered throughout this explanation. First thing, a wind turbine mostly looks like this, which contains a small dynamo, as you can see here. This dynamo, when the fan spins, the dynamo spins and gives me electric energy. So let me show you how this works. As you can see here, the light here turned off because of wind energy. How did this work again? The dynamo here, there's a small thing connected. So when this moves, this is instead of the air outside, it moves this, and then we get the light powered on. So what would happen if one day there was no wind? How would we get the electricity? There are some electricity stored under the dynamo, under the turbine, which in the days where there is no wind, that wind would be used to give us electricity. And also have in mind the slightest wind can move a wind turbine and give us electricity. So it's very easy. So I have a vision that in the future, one day, we would be dependent on renewable energy, because unfortunately human society has depended on non-renewable energy. About 80% of the world uses fossil fuels. So I have a vision that in the future my city would look like this. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to do a fun experiment called the elephant toothpaste. My name is Zena,
and I'm Namar.
And for this experiment we're going to need hydrogen peroxide, detergent, food coloring, and a catalyst called potassium iodide. So we're going to add the hydrogen peroxide.
And now after it, we're going to add liquid detergent.
تمام كده. Next we're gonna add food coloring.
And now we're going to add the catalyst, which is potassium iodide.
Yes. Did it work? Did it work? It worked.
And now we're going to test for
And
oxygen, which is by relighting.
A lighted split.
Yeah, that. It relights because there's oxygen.
The lighted split, it relights, so there's oxygen. Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. طبعا احنا هلا بوث الروبوتكس مع السيد
أوس حمزة علي من 9 IG.
اهلا وسهلا. عن ايش بيحكي المشروع تبعك بالضبط؟
هو عبارة عن روبوت بيستعمل كودينج عشان يقدر يرفع الأشياء عن الطريق. فيه عجال، فيه سنسرز، وأهم شيء فيه الكلو. هاي الكلو المفروض ترفع أي شيء من قدامها. في تو مودز، اوتو بايلوت وكنترولر. احنا اليوم بنستعمل كنترولر. الاوتو بايلوت مثلا اذا عندك هذا الروبوت بالبيت تقدر تخليه لحاله يمشي ويقيم الاغراض عن الارض لحاله. هلا هذا سمول سكيل. بيجر سكيل ممكن تحكي انه ممكن يستعملوه في مشاريع البناء بدل البني ادمين عشان يقلل من الانجري ريسكس ويقلل من استعمال العمال يعني. هلا هون احنا معنا ديمونستريشن بيقدر يروح يمين شمال قدام ورا، بيقدر يمسك اي شيء قدامه ويرجعه ورا، او ممكن يحركه يروح في مكان بعيد.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
Welcome to our STEAM fair in the International Pioneer Academy. I'm Laith Khalid Delahme from ETSI, and today I'll be talking about the electrical generator. This electrical generator gets a renewable clean energy. Unlike petrol that would increase the carbon dioxide percentage in the atmosphere, which will harm the environment. The modern day generator works on the principle of the magnetical induction. And here's a try. As we can see, this magnetical field can move without using petrol or non-renewable resources. Thank you.
Good morning everyone and welcome to our project area. As you can see on the screen, our project is talking about the laser light maze project. As an introduction, today Operation Einstein will be featuring another exciting experiment from our idea bank, which is called the laser light maze. What is a light maze? Light maze is an enveloping light experience that is full of light and colors. And for the purpose of the light maze is that we use it to direct the laser through a series of mind-challenging mazes. And we have to light up a target, and it's very fun. Everyone in your family will want to turn.
Okay, now as she said, we have this target to light up using the laser. This laser we have right here. Now, for the tokens to help us, we have the satellite mirrors, is to help us reflect the light. And another token is we have the beam splitter. It will split the light into two ways, directly and in 90 degrees. And the last token is we have the space rock blocker. It will block the path of the laser.
Now we have reached the scientific method. We were going to be talking about how matter works. The first thing we have to know, which is light travels as a straight line, and it can be illustrated as arrows with direction from a light source. For example, this flashlight. When light reaches an opaque object, shadows are formed. This is because the light travels in a straight line. For example, the laser is cannot pass through this cardboard wall. Yeah. The next thing we have to talk about, which is the reflection. The coming ray, which comes to the mirror surface, which is called the incident ray. When it will be bounced off or reflected, this is going to be called the reflected ray. The point of incidence, it is the point where the light ray hits the surface of the mirror. And the normal, it is the line that is perpendicular to the surface of the mirror. In addition, we have the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. Yes? So I equals R.
Okay, now we have two types of reflections. We have one, the first type is specular reflection, which is the reflection caused by a smooth surface. A smooth surface here, for example, is the mirror we have. And another type of reflection is diffuse reflection, which is caused by the reflections of rough surfaces, just like aluminium foil, for example. So the reflection will scatter all of the place in many different directions.
Next thing we will be talking about, which is the procedure. The two things we're going to be talking about, which is the setups and the steps to play. First of all, we have to select a challenge card, for example like this one, and we have to place it under the game grid. Then we have to place each token on the game grid with the same location and orientation. There you go. For example, it's telling us to put one rocket target here with the same location and orientation. Then it's telling us also to add some tokens from add to grid, so we have to add them to the game grid. So we need to add one satellite emitter in order to light this rocket target, just like this. Number 4, we have to identify the rocket target symbol and which side have to glow or ignite. And if we have 2 rocket targets, then we have to light them both up in order for us to win. Number 5, we have to turn the red knob on in order to activate the laser beam. Next thing is the steps to play. We have to take a few minutes to know the function of each token. So the best way to understand that, so we have to place each one in front of the laser beam, just like this. And Sarah already explained it in the token guide. Number 2, we begin placing the tokens from add to grid as we mentioned before. And it also includes some rules we have to know them.
Now the steps to play is, we select a challenge card, one of these challenge cards, and we have tokens in the game in the challenge card grid, and we have add to grid in the challenge card, tokens that we will add. So when you add the tokens that are in the challenge grid, we will not move them at all. This is a part of the challenge. But the tokens that are in the add to grid, we can move them however we like to light up this target.
As we light up the rocket target, then we win. To wrap up everything, we have to know that lights emitter may make it feel like magic, but it's really science and a good dose of brain power that is needed to direct the laser beam through a series of mind-challenging mazes. We sincerely appreciate your attention today and thank you for listening.
Welcome to our science fair. My name is Sohaib Bilal Al-Hafnawi. Today I'm going to talk about my project, hydraulic arm. This project needs a pipeline, syringes, and cardboard, and wooden sticks. Each syringes do a different function. For example, the blue one moves the project up and down, and the red one right and left. And the yellow one is for the second part of my project, where our arm is gonna move it up and down also. And the right part is also for the arm itself. It's gonna move it up and down like this. Thanks for listening to me.
Escape the Room is a game mixed between horror and scientific vibes. Groups gather in a themed room where they're given a clue to get started. Participants have 10 minutes to find the clues and solve the riddles to escape the room.